welcome to the first 2020 January book review. I am so excited about the review on this. As a matter of fact, I was just sitting and I'm like, I have way too many notes. Like, I could honestly be here for like the whole weekend, and then I'm filming this Friday. The reason I didn't go live on this is because I had so many thoughts, and I am not sure a whole lot of people actually read this book. And so in order for me to know if you're reading, engaging in live conversation with me, I know there's a few of you that are, and I'm excited, but if we want to do a live YouTube chat, I am going to encourage you at the end of this video to be engaging over on the HB Book Club page over there. And I'm posting there almost twice a week, letting you know what page I'm in, how I thought the book's going, this week, what did it teach me? And so I think that's important if we're engaging there. I really want to hear from you. Like, I am excited. I want to hear from you. So I'm here to be your cheerleader, and I'm going to be like, I want to hear from you in the next book in February. Just say, hey, I'm in it. I'm reading. I'm excited. Thank you for motivating me. And share a page that jumped out, why. And then when we have our book review, it's going to be live for sure in February. I'll actually be in Florida, so I may even do a live with a little bit of an ocean view for everyone. So that could be really fun. Anyway, book for January. Oh, I just have to sit here and tell you that this book already has changed my life for January. And I'm going to just tell you this. I'm going to bring this out. Okay. And this is, if you do not, go ahead and screenshot if you have this, if you can see this right now. Otherwise, I'll also put it down in the drop down below. You can also see how I annotate my books. There's actually a video. I'll also place that in the drop down area below, because this is what I actually did in this book. I actually took some of them off just now and highlighted the inside of it. Let me just remind you what this means to me. What do I do with this? First of all, orange is something that's really important that I feel like I can act on right away. And it has an action. It has an action step, and I need to apply it. This whole book is all about action steps and applying it. So if you read this book and you didn't walk away with one nugget of something that you feel activated on, and that you can go and apply it in your life the next day, I don't even know. I want to know, are you human? Because this book, Mel Robbins, is amazing. First of all, I listen to her podcast when I go to the gym in the morning. I usually download one of her podcasts the night before. So when I'm on my stationary bike for 35 minutes, I'm listening to her podcast. So check her out. I don't have a picture of her, but some of you have the new book, and I know one of you asked me if it was an older book, and I have to tell you, my mistake, because when I was listening to one of her podcasts, she was really excited that this book, here's doing something goofy, that this book actually is older, and her new one is the picture of her. She also has a show now at, I think it's 4:00 our time, and it's the Mel Robbins show, and it's on at night. Awesome. It's on all of our big stations. And another great thing about her is, yes, she's doing this, what is it? I'm killing myself right now. Oh, this is such a menopause moment, you guys. Best decade ever. Oh, I got it. Best decade ever. I listen to it every single day. That, my girlfriends, was a menopause moment. Do you have those? If you have those, leave it in the comment below. I'm not going to just stop this video and re-record it because I messed up. It's life. That's how my recordings are. I just say it the way it is. So yes, it is the best decade ever. And she's doing an entire, if you actually go to YouTube and you Google Mel Robbins, you will see all kinds of videos where she just does live chats and different things like that. Actually, she's definitely influenced me through this book to take risks and do more live YouTube chats. I don't know why, but live YouTube chats that's risky. It's I just got to get over it. Honestly, when I go live for a book chat, not just us book clubbers come in. You get I got to be listening, doing the book chat, and filtering the people that I don't want on there. And yet we can still all chat. So it's interesting, but it's the way to go to gain a community. And I'm learning. She's huge on that. I'm actually learning how to grow HB Ministries better through this. I'm also learning how to grow my YouTube and a couple of speaking things that I'm doing a lot through her book. So I cannot even tell you how many things I wrote down. As a matter of fact, in the morning, I take my planner, and one of the things that she taught me was, this is definitely not in her book, but this is in her 5-second rule. So the book is called the 5-second rule, but she also has a 5-second journal, and you can get that if you want. I did not put it alongside of this book, but you will hear about the 5-second rule and her 5-second journal. Well, as I was reading this, I was thinking, well, I want to Google and see if she has a YouTube video of the 5-second rule. Sure enough, she did. And I actually wrote it all out on a postcard. I keep it in my planner. And when I get up in the morning, I have I'll show you. Let me get one that I have that's kind of open so you can kind of see. My journal is like my brain on, I don't even know how much coffee. These are what a day of my journal pages look like. I can understand that. Trust me. But on a typical day, I will start, and I want you to just see up here, you'll see like a gauge. See my end, Papa. Yes, right there where it says I slept good. And there's like a little gauge right here. Well, each page in my journal, I start with today I feel. And it's like a little gauge, and it's either depleted, nah, I feel fine, good, or energized. And you have to pick on your gauge where you feel. Do you just feel fine? Do you feel meh? Do you feel, good? Do you feel energized? And you circle it. And then you're identifying with your feeling that morning, because not everybody wakes up energized, like ready to go. But the whole idea of this book was the 5-second rule. Like, you will change your life if you get up and get to work, and not only get to work, but get to work on what God's called you to. Get to work in your prayer life. Get to work in your faith life. Get to work on you. When you start working on you and loving yourself and getting your foundation built up, everything else around you will just feel right. Everything else will come together. And I can't tell you enough about this, because I really actually applied that. I applied the 5-second rule. If you're reading this, she does the 5, 3, 2, 1 blast off. Now, it sounds kind of like silly, but I'm going to tell you, millions and millions and millions of people. She was on all kinds of talk shows, and even has her own right now. This rule works because our brain knows how to turn on and off when we activate this rule. So it works for me. So my whole thing was 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, get up. And I would start in my journal. I would honestly get in my journal. I would state how I'd feel. After that, I would say, I feel this way because maybe it was I didn't have enough sleep. Maybe I didn't go to the gym the day before. Maybe I'm having an argument with my husband or my child, and I brought it into my next day. Well, that's not good. So how are we going to change this? And then one of her other questions that she has you do really quick in the morning is, I will feel better if. And for me, I'll put, if I get to the gym. Like, I'm stating what I know will make me feel better. We can know all kinds of things that are going to make us feel better, but it doesn't mean that we're going to actually apply it. So she has you state things. So like in this journal, I was like, I'll feel better if I get to the gym, if I state my intention to eat healthy today, and if I state the intention to drink water. And it's almost like you're re-energizing your mind, renewing your mind to what you know that you should do. So I write it down in here. And then over at the top, I'll put my priority, which is my push goal, my big frog for the day. And I will write that down, and I'll jot 3 fast things that I know that I need to do under that. And I don't know why, but all through the day, I will be like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Is that done? Like activating my mind, because you guys are gonna know something. I can be very OCD, and I can be very like ADHD, but I'm not. But if I am not focusing and writing a list, getting up in the morning and stating my intention, having my big frog and my goals in front of me, having my dreams and my vision boards in front of me are huge. So that's why you're going to find on this channel a lot of books, that some books when we're not reading like our fun books, but the other books are going to have to do with development, application, and acting on things, character development, all those kind of books, because I think that those are awesome and I want to know how they're working for you. And as a matter of fact, this is probably one of the best books that I've read in the last last 2 years. This will probably be, if, starting this new decade, this could be, if I watch what this does and it continues to carry over each month, this could be the best book of the year for me, depending on what my character, you can read a book and then just let it go. I really feel like some of this is going to stick because it's in my ritual in the morning, which is really important, my routine. So to carry on, I ended up learning about her 5-second rule, but not only that, her push journal. So not push journal, but her 5-second rule in the morning, her 5-second journal. So Google that if you don't. I'll leave a link below here for that journal. Here's what I did. You can even find free links. She will send you free journal pages of that. I went ahead and took a look at what the journal pages look like every day. They're really quick. They should only take you like the most 5 minutes. She wants you to just group in the morning really quick with your coffee, brush your teeth, get yourself dressed, make your bed, and look over these little things that she has in the journal. And so I'll leave, again, that link below. I looked them over and I made a card with them. So that's what this little card is. Again, I found all of this in this book. So I just wrote the card together. And again, like I said, today, my top project is why, what 3 things are you going to do to get to your goal. She asked you questions like, why does this matter? Well, why does it matter that I get this project done? And then it's like you talk yourself to yourself. And it's kind of important to have that dialogue. How will I move toward it? And then she has an I am grateful for section, which I think is really awesome. And I began to do that at the end of my night. That was in my journal. And then over here in her best decade ever, which I'm going to leave the link for that below too. And it's not too late to start that. Again, I'm not doing the whole thing. I'm pulling bits and pieces out because I listen to her in the morning. She's in part of my routine. I will do a video soon about my morning routine and what 5 things that I do every single morning. But she is her podcast is every single morning. So one morning, it was also in this book. She was talking about, what she does when she dreams big. And she says she'll write one big dream down. She'll brain dump all kinds of stuff on that one dream. Then she'll pick 3 things from that brain dump. And then she'll pick just one. And then she'll write down 3 action steps on that one. And then she'll pick one to start. And she'll schedule it. And she'll keep saying 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, do it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, do it. So I wrote that down because I'm like, okay, this is really good. We can listen to all these videos, all these speakers, everything, but I need it narrowed down this much. Like I want everything in front of me. And so I actually did this. Otherwise, I don't know why, but you'll learn in this book that your brain stops and you don't move forward because of fear, because you're overwhelmed, because of anxiety. Like our brain just stops and you just feel like it's too much and nothing's going to happen. And we naturally stop and we go on and do other things. Not that we want to, there's still good things, but we're distracted from doing what we really want. So the 5, 3, 2, 1 rule and everything else in here is, what's going to keep you focused so you can change and become more confident, become more productive in what you're doing every day, to have a powerful mindset at all times. I can't even tell you how important that has been. A couple other things were character development. I have a lot of things down here and all through this book that I circled and highlighted that had to do with character development, like super important. There's so much. I just felt like I wanted to give you the nuggets because honestly, I have ripped this book apart. I really am just like in awe of all the stuff. Oh, this page was really good too. This was member on my card. Orange means for me, anything in orange means something that I have to act on and apply. Well, my word for the year is risk. If you don't know that, you can watch my vision board and I come up with a word every year, and this year it's risks. Well, over here on page 76, I felt like she was talking all about my word risk. And I thought that was really cool. So for example, she says, all your excuses and reasons are wrong. There is no right time to improve your life. The moment you move, you'll discover your strength. That's the way to bring the real you to the table. By pushing the real you out of your head and into the world. And the best time to do it is right now when your heart tells you to move. So sometimes when your heart tells you to move, for whatever reason, you hold yourself back. Well, we can't do that. We have to take a risk. Here's the thing. You never regret the shots you do not take, but you're always going to regret holding back. So if God is, or, if there's some presence in your life, and I have to say the Holy Spirit is working in all of our lives, even if we don't recognize it, but that higher power is there, maneuvering things in the universe on our behalf. And if we are aware of that and open to that, we can be positioned in a lot of places, but we have to take the risk. I mean, God could see us moving over here. God could see this for our job. God could see so many things, but we have to be willing to take the shots. And a lot of times we are just like, we hold ourselves back from any of that. And so I just like that this book also teaches you to conquer your anxiety and pursue and discover what's laying ahead. And that to me is, brings in all of the orange, which is change, which is something we have to do. As far as pink is everything faith related. So anything in this book, faith related. Yes, I have to say, well, wait, no, let me say this. I don't hear her mention the name of God or any Christian values or biblical truth in here, but that doesn't bother me. I don't dislike somebody or not read them, because I can see where the Holy Spirit, where there's a verse for that or a verse for that. I'm like, oh, I know where I can see this from the spiritual point of view. But she does on page 215 talk about having faith. And this is seriously, because if we have faith, faith can move mountains. The faith the size of a mustard seed, God says. So just a little bit of faith and a little bit of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you got it, sister. So she says, have faith. I believe you can make anything happen as long as you listen to your heart and do the work and give up your timeline. And then she talks about one of her favorite books. But I also put it this way, is as long as you listen to your heart, which I totally believe that the Holy Spirit is speaking to all of us. We just have to be sensitive and also learn that. And that is why on my HB channel, HB Ministries, I teach you how to believe, behold, and become. Believe, behold, and become all God's created you to be. So I'm teaching you to be sensitive to that, alongside of just getting you to believe in your big dreams. No matter where you're at on your faith walk, that's okay. God's still at work. The higher power is still at work in your life. And so Mel Robbins doesn't share a lot of that, but that's okay. I still love the darn girl because she's bold. She takes risks, and she just does it. She just says it the way it is. And I like that. She doesn't prepare to look all glamorous. And there's days she's doing a video and it's complete chaos behind her, but she's like, that's okay. It's life. If you're going to go after your dreams, life is still going to go on behind you. You still have to be like, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, I'm going to get this done today, no matter what my characters are doing behind me. It's life. And so that is what this book taught me also. She talks a lot about anxiety and depression. I don't even have enough time to get to those pages. It was right in the middle of this book. So if you have this book and you did not read it, or you listening to this and you're part of the thing and you're like, wow, I'm listening to you and I haven't even read the book, it's okay. This is one of those books that you can pick up and read right along with all of our others. If I can tell you right now, please grab this book and just be reading it. If you need a little bit of a kick in the goods or the goads and get yourself moving in the right direction, this is the book that's going to do that. Also, I have on here another thing is purple, and purple means it caught my eye. Like, I loved her writing style. Here's what caught my eye in this book, and I will tell you that I cut a lot of them out already, and I'm laminating them. But throughout the whole entire book, she did pages like this. Oh, I love these. So this is just like, all our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them. Walt Disney. I mean, how awesome is that? I'm going to actually laminate that and put it in here as a divider. I'm going to use that. I love it. Let me go to, and she uses them after every single one of her sessions. Master your mind and anything is possible. And you can cut that out. And you could actually, if you go to her Instagram, people send in stuff and she'll highlight on her stories how people have these laminated and put all around their office, so it's positive things that they're seeing. You are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think. And in this chapter, she talks about how everybody around us, your background, your family, the characters in your life can make you feel so small. And we end up with that type of mindset. And so we have to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 clear our mind. So sometimes we're just doing the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 to get out of a panic attack, a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 to get out of those feelings coming to the head. Very powerful. As a matter of fact, a loved one of mine is struggling a little bit with depression, and I shared the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 tactic, and it was awesome. I have to tell you, I even read, and I'm wondering if I have that highlighted, because I did read something to this person completely. Yeah, as this is it right here. It's on page 171 on End Anxiety. This whole chapter was rule your mind or it will rule you. It was so good. Like, you don't even need to pay for a counselor. You could just read this book and really feel like, you know, you could calm down and really understand what's going on in your mind, and not allow that anxiety to impact you, but to get through it. So that's a big chapter here. I loved it. I was like, I was talking back the whole time in this book. All of this is underlined. Let me think of another thing. Yellow. Anytime I have anything highlighted in yellow in my book, is anything to do with my personal business or HB Ministries. So if I see something that she's doing, so for example, I highlighted this because I thought this whole section, and I even have the yellow tape, goes along with my personal business and job. And it says that by setting up your day to make sure that you focus on the right things, you prime yourself to be much more productive and successful in accomplishing all your other goals. And I loved that. I'm like, that's very true. I know that, but I needed to consider it, and I don't know why, but it really made me have a better day, because I usually read in the morning for about 20 minutes. I set a timer and I read. If not, I read at night. And okay, so here we go again. The concept of the 30 before 7:30. So that's this, the 30 before 7:30. So she talks about, if you do this brain dump and organize your brain before you get on a conference call, before you head out with your family, before everybody gets ready, you're going to be more productive that day. Even if you're an at-home mom and you're not, you know, looking at all these big dreams or stuff, that is still the most important job. So you're going to prioritize. I always had to-do lists. I always had schedules when my kids were at home. As a matter of fact, I homeschooled both of my kids until they were in first grade. And her book, if I would have read it then, would have been huge. But back then, I mean, I had some sort of planner that was out. Planners weren't huge, but I was always the planner girl. I still like to write. It's just something about it. But anyway, the concept of 30 before 7:30 cannot be done once you walk into your office in the morning, or once your kids all get up and you're trying to get to the bus stop. It's something that you must do at your favorite time in the morning. Get your coffee, your tea, your water, whatever it is, and create that spot in the morning where you're actually creating, a little bit of time in your mind to focus on the day, the tasks ahead, the characters ahead. Maybe you're walking into a day and the grief still exists, the problem still exists. When you are able to walk into the day with, now again, she just shares her to-do list and everything. My time at that point is definitely doing these goals and stuff that she said, but I also do a little bit of prayer and reflection with God and over my goals. It's not a long time. I spend 30 minutes every morning too. I spend only about 5 minutes on my how do I feel, getting in control of my feelings. Why do I feel like this? So for example, if we had an argument with one of our kids the night before, I'm not going to wake up feeling energized. Sometimes I wake up feeling, ugh. And sometimes that can keep you in fetal position because you're just like, oh, it bothers you. Okay, every single time somebody just called, it knocked the video off and I had to refilm it. But we're going to get through this. So anyway, what we were just talking about is how sometimes you can wake up in the morning and whatever happened the night before, whatever's going on that month, or whatever is, just churning around inside your stomach, you carry over into the next day. And we need to learn how to get out of that mindset reset. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Focus on something else, which is what she teaches you. And I love that. And so that's why doing this little, 5-second little brain dump in the morning and really understanding how you feel, I think is really important in getting you to be the strongest person you can be for your family, for whatever it is you feel that you want to conquer. And again, I know that there's a lot of at-home moms out there that are watching. I know that there's parents, people that are taking care of their parents. There's people that are, dreaming big about a job, running a business alongside of your husband. And I know who you guys are. And gosh, there's so many situations. Somebody may be dealing with a loved one that's struggling with cancer or something. All these things distract our mind. And then we have the bigger things that we just have to focus on, things, called life, things that excite us, things that God's planted inside of us to move forward. And this book is going to help you 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mindset reset, do it. And so whether it's your business or if it's dealing with something that's going on in your life, you will be more productive from this book. There's nothing in this book. And I also love how she'll take this book and also talk to you about your daily routines, including your morning routines. And nobody wants to hear about a morning routine. Nobody wants to hear about getting out of this bed, okay? And I happen to be filming this right now because it's such a cloudy, yucky day here in Michigan, and my phone is in front of my window to bring in a little light because it's heading on about 6 o'clock right now, and this is where I get the most light in the front of my house. So I had to sit in front of my bedroom because I really wanted to get this done, and I didn't want to have to get my ring light out and all of that stuff. So her whole thing on getting up and taking care of yourself, I could not believe I highlighted this. You would think I was a kid in kindergarten learning my ABCs. I mean, come on. Who wants to learn about a morning routine? But the morning routine really rules your day. And I have to tell you one exciting thing. Do you want to know one thing I've applied since this? For those that have been following me for a long time and follow me over on my Instagram stories, if you don't, go over there. But I had major foot surgery and I was down for 3 months. I'm actually in a shoe now. I'm moving, getting my life back. But since I started reading her book, I'm actually up in the morning super early, brain dumps done, calendars done, load of laundries in, and I'm at the gym by 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock. I am done at the gym. I've already wrote down the things I'm going to work on at the gym. I've already listened to all my podcasts. I'm home and breakfast is done by 10, showered and ready to do all my work by 11. Now, for most of you that don't know me, I do work from home most of the days. I have a couple content days where I'm working on content at home and coaching at home. The rest of the days I am out working at clients' homes. I also have a home management by design business, which I work in designing homes and managing homes. And so that's a whole nother exciting arena. But my other passion, of course, is teaching and encouraging others in the Word of God. And so that's why I have 2 days home to work on that kind of content. And having multiple giftings and doing a couple areas in which I am out there and just kind of, looking where God's going to take me, opening doors and reshaping my life, I really have to have a structure and I really have to have a routine for me to understand how all this is coming together. That is why this book has been huge for me, because I realized I can get my workout in. I can get my day organized. I can get my week organized. I can have one day that's HB Ministries. I can have one day that's home management by design. I can have one day that's actually just working with the clients that I work at. I can have a couple days during the week that's coaching, and it all ends up blending together. And on the weekends, I'm studying for a real estate school right now. So it all works. You just have to organize your mind, and you have to get ahead of everything that's trying to hold you back. That was my problem. And also, when you're going through perimenopause and stuff, you have brain fogs. You go through times where you just have no motivation. You go through fatigue. Stay tuned, because I'm gonna have a video up on my YouTube pretty soon on moo to menopause, and we're gonna talk all about that. But this book handled all of that for me, and I took so many notes. I wrote notes on note cards. These note cards are now in my actual planner, and I am just learning how to conquer my day through her. So, and again, all her videos that I learned through here, her 5-second rule that I learned, her morning routines that I learned, and so many other things that I shared with my family some that are struggling with mental illness, like just, the struggles of anxiety and depression and panic attacks. So, please, if you haven't read this, please grab it. I with all passion in my heart, grab this book and give it time. Jump around, look at it, and look at your life. Take a good examination over everything and have courage for every day. And this book will help set that up for you. You can get past whatever you're going through. You don't have to be that couch potato. You can get out there and do it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you are going to do it. And so I'm hoping that this was a blessing. I really just wanted to talk to you about how awesome this is. And then on this piece of paper right here, I have all my books that we're reading this entire year. And so in February, we are going to be reading What Do You Really, Really Want? I'm going to say, what do you really, 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 really want? So who's reading with me? Leave me a comment below and let me know. And I am really excited to read with you and do a review from the beach in February. But I will put a picture right here of what this book looks like. So get your book purchased. We will start reading that next week, and jump over to the HB Book Club on Facebook, and we'll go from there. I love you and happy reading.